I'm attorney Stephen Stubbs. I've spoken to many witnesses regarding the Twin Peaks, Waco, Texas incident from May 17, 2015. And some of the things the police are saying are ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. The police are making a huge deal out of the fact that the Texas Confederation of Clubs is in many different regions, and that many people from outside regions were at Waco, Texas for this regional meeting. Might make sense on its surface. The problem is this was not a regular meeting. This was the meeting immediately after the National Coalition of Motorcyclists national meeting in Denver, Colorado. Not only that, but there was a keynote speaker that was coming to speak specifically on the legislation and the biker rights information from the national meeting that was held a week and a half earlier in Denver, Colorado. It was such a big deal that meetings that are usually done in Austin and in Dallas was moved to Waco, Texas, which happens to be right in the middle of Austin and Dallas, Texas. This was a political meeting, an organized political meeting, and it was planned so that the most people should show up. And of course, people from different regions are going to go to listen to the keynote speaker talk about what's happening on the national level. We have to apply common sense to this situation. Here's some more common sense to this situation. This is an aerial photo that was taken immediately after the incident from a helicopter. Okay? It 100% corroborates what the biker witnesses have been telling me happened that day. And if you apply common sense to that, you'll get a better picture of what happened. I wish I had the video. The police aren't releasing the video. So we have to go with the evidence we have and apply common sense to that evidence. Okay. You're going to see 45 motorcycles. By all accounts, the Cossacks showed up first. They were there an entire hour before any banditos showed up. Okay. We have to assume, and I believe it's correct, that these are Cossacks motorcycles. 45 that are just in the picture. That's not counting any other motorcycles that are in the parking lot. We know from witness accounts there were 50 plus Cossacks there. Corroborates that completely. You also see open parking here, and you see 8 motorcycles that have not yet parked. Witnesses have said that 7 banditos, and I understand there was also a person there that was their friend that rode in with them to the political meeting, that was not a bandito. He wasn't part of any club. They rode in, they tried to park in this area when a Cossack or a Cossack prospect, someone that's with them, stepped in front of them and told them, "You can't park by us," and an argument ensued. Now, what happened from there is disputed. The witnesses that I talked to all say the same thing. All say that the Cossacks converged and surrounded the banditos while they're still on their bikes. They wanted to fight them before they even got off their motorcycles. The banditos were at a complete disadvantage. And the Cossacks were converging on them and attacking them. There's also witnesses that say that the Cossacks brandished weapons, including brass knuckles and expandable batons and 3 firearms, at least 3 firearms. This snapshot of the incident, you can even tell there's blood right there. The snapshot of the incident shows that those witnesses' accounts are correct. Completely corroborates what happened. Now, the idea that the Cossacks and the banditos were meeting up in some kind of Michael Jackson video confrontation is poppycock. It's ridiculous. The Banditos are the largest motorcycle club in all of Texas. If there was going to be any kind of incident, if they suspected anything, wouldn't they send more than 7 people? It doesn't make any sense. Makes no sense at all. Obviously, the Cossacks were ready for a rumble, right? But the Banditos weren't at all. They hadn't even parked their motorcycles. Now, we have to apply common sense, but we also have to apply the law. And the law in Texas says that you are allowed to defend yourself with the same force that was exerted upon you. What's most important here? Who attacked first and how? Were there weapons? What kind of weapons? Because if the Cossacks converged on the Banditos, now keep in mind, they're on their motorcycles. What can you do while you're straddling a motorcycle? How can you defend yourself? If the Banditos are on their motorcycles and the Cossacks attack them and surround them in their point of weakness in that situation, at what point can the Banditos defend themselves? Who fired the first shot? Who pulled the first weapon? Right. I would hope that the police and the district attorney would just apply some common sense. Look at the evidence. And everyone that was not a part of this, everyone where the video proves they were taking cover or were protecting themselves, or everyone that was acting in self-defense should be cut loose immediately. Please, I pray for these families.